What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than Aden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hello, all you game sandwichites. We're game sandwich, and we are always the best price.
It's a price to pay for sure, but speaking of something that is actually free, why don't you drop a like on this video, subscribe to Game Sandwich for more content just like this, and if you want, join our community Discord where we're talking about games 24/7, 365. Now, speaking of the numbers game, something I love to do. It's something I love to bring up. It's something I love to yap about here on the channel. And a device we talked about fairly recently was the Lenovo Legion GO 2. And in that video, we discovered the price for said console is pretty outrageous. I'm looking at Best Buy right now for the Lenovo Legion GO 2 8.8 inch, 144 hertz, 2K OLED gaming handheld. Of course, this is the 32 gig Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip, 1 terabyte of storage. This is a Windows based console. We're looking a little over $1,300, $1,349.99 for said PC gaming handheld.
You know why? Because
Why?
it's extreme.
Extreme, bro. It's so extreme. Well, I've seen this story, and this is coming from Mike Straw from Insider Gaming. Shout out to Mike Straw. Apparently, the Lenovo Legion GO 2 pre-orders are being canceled because of demand. Now, I want to point out, this is well over $1,000. Well over. And whenever a video game console comes in at that price tag above 500, people are up in arms. They did it with the Switch 2. Xbox just recently raised their prices. We had this to talk about fairly recently. And now we're seeing a story like this. And Lenovo put out this attempt to clarify shipment delays by saying, we know that many of you have been asking about the product delays, so we owe you an explanation. The truth behind pre-orders for the Lenovo Legion GO 2 Gen 2 has substantially exceeded our projections, leading to unforeseen delivery range extensions, aka their supply did not meet demand. Now, again, gaming prices and all that has been the talk of the town in gaming recently. I first want to ask you, does it come as a surprise that this type of console is outselling a company's projections, their numbers?
I mean, not really to me. I'm not like super surprised. We're dealing with a market here where people said, "Oh, I hate the Nintendo Switch 2 because of the price," and then they still bought it anyway, and was the fastest selling console of this generation and overall, I think, ever. But so I'm not super surprised. I am I'm a tiny bit shocked that people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna spring for a 1,300 $1,400 system," but at the same time, it's a handheld PC. A normal PC that you're buying, that you're customizing yourself, you can go for like a budget PC that is the same price as this. Like,
Generally, yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing nowadays. Budget PCs are like the $1,300 $1,400 option.
Yeah.
So it's like you could build a budget PC, or you could just get this and take it with you anywhere. This is like a better option if you ask me, unless you're like actually like working using your computer like how we do and everything. But I mean, in general though, if you buy a PC, I'm sure you probably know this. Like I don't know how beefy your PC is, but last PC I built, it was like 3 grand.
Okay.
Like parts alone. That's not including monitors or anything, because I already had monitors that I used for my old PC builds I've had for like 10 years. So there you go.
To put this in perspective, my build, from what I remember, and I know I'm just giving a price per the time I bought the PC parts, came in at around 1,500 with a monitor. I didn't have the second one. You add in the second one, you're maybe around 1,800 or so, because I'm picky. I want the curved one, the big one, whatever. But still, you're looking at a 1,300 portable PC gaming handheld versus what I have, which is a full rig. It's what you said. It's people see those two prices and then they say, all right, they're around the same price. What does this do better than this? You can take this one on the go. That is the appeal for the Lenovo Legion Go 2, like you stated.
Plus, you also have the appeal of just PC in general. And I'm just saying, like, people who play on PC, this isn't to talk bad on anybody who is on console or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that I'm, like, calling anybody out here or anything or talking down on anybody. But people who play on console, they typically are going for the budget option.
Yes.
Or they're going for the option that is, like, where they have the most fun playing, which is, like, for me, PlayStation, because I like their exclusives. I've liked their exclusives better for a while, so I go for PlayStation. It used to be Xbox because I liked their exclusives, but there you go. But nowadays, like, PC players, they're willing to shell out like $5,000 for a PC. Mm-hmm. So I mean, to see like something that's like a $1,300 option, they're just like, hey, this is the cheap option for us, Like, PC gamers typically are spending a lot more for their product than a console gamer.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, really, like, yeah, if you look at it like that, this price is like, very basic for them. This is like, oh man, this is expected. This is basic. Okay, I'll get this. This isn't the, oh man, I have to make a hard decision. Do I get the, like, $1,500 part? I mean, think about it like this. A new graphics card right now is literally like $1,500.
Yeah.
So.
And that's just one part. And you compare one part versus a whole working thing that's essentially, I haven't had hands on the Lenovo Legion Go 2. I would assume it's just like the Rogue Ally, where it's like essentially a plug and play thing, where it's like, oh, you have it, you don't have to put it together. You put on Steam, you put on Epic Games, and whatever. And also, to your point of, all right, let's just say you have the choice between a $3,500 PC, full rig, full everything, and I'm being generous, including monitors and all that fun stuff. And then you're looking at the Lenovo Legion Go 2 at like $1,300, and then you could go and get a PS5 all digital. You can go and get like whatever you want, whatever other console, a Switch 2. Then that door suddenly opens where it's like, oh. And I bring up this topic because we make a video practically every other month talking about raising prices in gaming, how unjust it is, how this, how that. And the question dawned on me for everybody out there, like you were just saying at the top of the video, people complained about the Switch 2, yet they bought it. People complained about Xbox, yet here we are, they're doing price increases again. Like, it's crazy. Where does the bubble burst? Because clearly this isn't like a problem. Like, the $1,300 system is suddenly whatever. The next domino to drop is the Xbox ROG Ally, which they have not revealed a price for. And if I'm Xbox and I see, oh, Lenovo Legion Go 2 is outselling like their projections at $1,300, like I've said with every video we talked about it, that console's coming in, at least the high-end one, I would assume over $1,000. Like, and it's feasible, it sells out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you there. I think it's going to end up being like probably like $1,200, like $1,100-$1,200, somewhere like that. Like, I see that being a fully realized price right there. Maybe the lesser version of it is like hitting 1,000,
Yeah. No.
I mean, you have to think about it like this too. The Steam Deck, the original one, it released how many years ago? Like 5 years ago or something at this point. And when it sold, it was like $650. That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So like, think about it like that. If you're going from like $650 now, like 5 years later, if you were to sell the Steam Deck nowadays, like with the latest specs and everything, you're probably looking at like $1,000.
Yeah.
So again, this is like completely expected. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it, but
exactly.
It's expected.
I want to clarify. I do not enjoy this. Like, I would not personally go out of my way, and I said it with the ROG Ally, I would not go out of my way to buy a $1,300 device in this climate. It just doesn't fit my numbers, doesn't fit my budget. I have plenty of other stuff to kind of worry about.
So he does Kalo math?
Yeah, no, I think this is out of my math range. But like I'm looking at the Xbox prices here. A Series S 512 gigs, that's $400. That's up $20 from 379. And then let's just say the Series X, the console I own, is now 650, up $50 from 5 or 600. And then the special Galaxy edition is $799, up from $70, $729. You talk about like now, I'm looking forward to the next Xbox, the next PlayStation. This is again a clear-cut case. These consoles are not going to be cheap. What we're looking at now, like a base $500 or $600 price, like that is it. Like that is the benchmark, and then we work from there.
Yeah. And you know what? I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I mentioned it in a video or not, but I've definitely mentioned it in our Discord. For me, I always judge everything too by how much enjoyment am I going to get out of this?
Yes.
What's the longevity here of it? I mean, the first PC I built, it lasted me like 6-7 years, and it's still kicking. Like my brother-in-law uses it. It's still kicking. So that thing has lasted a long time. Hours wise, I've probably used that thing for a grand total of like, I'm just gonna say like probably like 3,000 or 4,000 hours that I've used that specific PC for, maybe even more. And that PC with the monitors, mind you, was $2,500 in total. So take away the monitors, it was probably like $2,000. And so I mean, like I typically look at it as like a price of, I want to pay like $1 per hour that I'm spending on this thing.
Yeah.
You know, your return on investment right there, substantial.
Yeah.
So like the console prices, like yes, while I don't enjoy them, I do also see the side of, hey, I know that I'm getting my money's worth out of them because I know that I'm personally going to be using it for well above the amount of time that I personally paid for it, that I see the value in it.
Yeah, and like I just bring up today's video because it's like, all right, like however many people I see online, like the outrage whenever they first revealed this price tag. And here we are a couple months later, and the thing is outselling the company's projections. And we all know companies are very greedy when it comes to stuff like this. If that is the case, then companies like Xbox and then PlayStation, if they do a handheld, they're going to see that and be like, this is the market. This is what people are okay with. Clearly, we're going to set our price at this. So it's the thing of, if you want the prices to go down, if you want this, if you want that, you got to put the action in. And I hate to be that person to get on their soapbox, but then whenever the Xbox ROG Ally is revealed for $1,200, I don't want to see another story where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, blah, blah, blah. No, the market is dictated. Like, this is just market. This is just economics. It is straight up.
They wouldn't price it like this if it didn't sell like this. You know? It's just like, the Switch 2 wouldn't have been $450 if it wasn't going to sell for $450. Yeah. You know? If you really wanted the prices to go down, stand your ground at the Switch 2 and be like, no, that's too much for a console like that. If you want the prices to go down, don't buy the Lenovo Legion 2. Like, simple as that. Say, hey, $1,300 is too much. Maybe cap it at $1,000 or something. You know, stand your ground. Don't buy it until it hits that price. Simple. Show the companies. I also always say this: you vote with your dollar. You really do. That is like the number one change you can ever make in society is by voting with your dollar, and you choose what you're buying. It's just like, you know, if, I don't know, just the first company that comes to my mind is like Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola is making two different products, if they're making like Coke with cane sugar, like all natural, and then they're making Coke with like high fructose corn syrup and everything, and they're like making with all these horrible ingredients, and the only one that's selling is the one that's all natural, they're gonna just manufacture the all natural one because that's where the money's going. You know, so it's like you choose what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they discontinue products. There's a reason why certain things don't exist anymore, because clearly it wasn't selling, and that's all they care about. Companies, again, are going to see that this device is selling, and it's going great, And everyone's like, all like, oh my gosh, like we made too little to meet your demand. We have to cancel pre-order. I have never heard of, outside of like the game development went south and now we're canceling the game. I have never heard of, oh, you guys bought too many of them. We have to cancel some of yours because we can't meet that demand just yet. It is absolutely wild. I guess in gaming, like we always say, like what's the next big story going to be? This is an evolution of that, so I'm just interested to see what happens. Like, once Xbox drops that price, I need to see the reactions, and then I need to see pre-order numbers, because it's going to get outrageous.
Yeah, I want to see the pre-order numbers. I'm curious as to what they're saying is, like, too high of a demand for them.
Yeah.
Like, is it 1 million units? Is it 2 million? What are we talking here? I mean, like, 3.5 million was what the Switch 2 hit. So, I mean, what were they banking on it being like? Well, I doubt they're expecting it to sell as much as a Switch 2. But like, are they banking on like only 500,000 units, and that's how many they produce to start to test the waters? I don't know.
I mean, their comparable number is the Lenovo Legion GO 2. Like that is like they need to shoot for what I don't think there's the numbers out there, and if you know in the comments, drop it. But like whatever Xbox is doing right now, they're looking at this saying, all right. That is where we start. That is the starting point. So, I guess this is where we're going to pass it off to you guys in the comments. What do you think about all these developments? Because to me, it's just astonishing. At the same time, it's not. Because, this is gaming, as we all know. But that about does it here for this episode of Community Kitchen. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more gaming content just like this, keep it locked to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. But as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by Aden, and we'll see you guys next time.
Remember, we're free.
If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.